I love the racing, I love the speed. I didn't get into cycling until my mid-20s. I did not cycle. It's never too late to try something new. It might change your life, it might not. I am Nia Evans. I am a two-time Olympic silver medalist, a two-time world champion and a multiple European champion. I didn't have the most conventional start into professional cycling.
Meet Nia Evans, an athlete whose journey into cycling started a little differently.
What age did you start going onto the track and how did you get into it?
I think I was 24. I was at Glasgow University, final year as a vet student, and I had been doing hill running, and I ended up just a bit kind of ill, injured, and just not really having a particularly great time of it. And my dad booked me on to do a taster session at the cyclist velodrome, and he said, "You'll absolutely love it." And I was like, "Dad, I don't ride a bike. I've never been on a fixed gear bike. I've never been in clip-in pedals. I've never even been inside a velodrome. Like, I'll do it because it'll be fun and it'll be a new experience." But honestly, I thought going to it, I'll do it once and that'll be it, I'll never do it again. I never thought it was ever gonna end up where it did. I just thought it was a really fun hobby. We're in Glenmuck in the Cairngorms in sunny Scotland, and yeah, just gonna go for a nice little spin. So yeah, the jump from being a professional vet, a pretty good career, to being a professional cyclist is not the most common career move to make. I kind of fell into cycling and it was just a really fun hobby. And I was really fortunate that I had natural talent and just got some really good opportunities to show what I could do. And then I got offered by British Cycling the opportunity to go full-time as a cyclist. And I remember going to my boss and saying to him, "Listen, I've got this opportunity, I want to take it. Basically, I'm going to get paid to do my hobby. It might only be a year or something." And he was like, "Yeah, go for it. There'll be a job waiting for you." I guess I thought it was just going to be like a year sabbatical of being a professional cyclist, living the dream if you like. And then I would go back to being a vet. And I guess the fact that the Commonwealth Games, I came away with 2 medals, kind of really cemented that actually I was very good at the cycling thing and I had more to give. I've always continued to perform and still enjoy it. However many years later, I'm still doing it. Someone in their 20s who thinks I've missed the boat, I would say absolutely not. We've got this fascination with age and it can often be seen as a barrier. Really, you're only as old or as young as you feel. And I don't think age should ever put someone off trying something new. I love riding a bike for the sense of freedom, really. I've got this kind of deep down urge, if you like, to adventure and be active, to explore. I love the process of training. You know, being able to go out places like this, ride your bike for however many hours or do hard intervals. I just really enjoy that. I'm super privileged that I can actually turn it into a job and be paid to do stuff like this, which is just amazing.
So how does someone go from being a full-time vet to an Olympic medalist and world champion?
I think you've got a lot more perspective on life. The fact that ultimately it is just a bike race, and I think being a little bit older, having worked a proper job, I can appreciate that better than others. You know, you're getting paid to do something you love, and I think it's easy to lose that if that's all you've ever known. You haven't known what it's like to have, you know, a more conventional job. You learn that there's a degree of vulnerability as an athlete. You know how a split-second error, not even yours, but someone else, especially as a cyclist, you know, you could have an accident that could be the end of your career. It is quite fleeting. And then you always think, what if it was a fluke? What if, you know, you're waiting for someone to come along and be better than you? That's part of the reason that you go out and you train every day, because you want to continue to prove that you are the best. It's easy to see the triumphs and the success, and you see the Olympics, you see like the kit drop, you see the social media, and you see the good stuff. You see the stuff that's put out there for you to enjoy. Actually, it's not the whole picture. there are some really tough times, you know, whether it's injury, illness, not getting selected for a competition, underperforming, whatever it is, it can be really difficult and also quite isolating because it encompasses your whole world. And it's hugely rewarding. It is brilliant. I love it, or else I wouldn't do it. But I think it has to be a passion. Your motivations have to be for what you want, because some days it is quite tough. You know, you're physically really tired at times, and then something goes wrong, you know, you've got a bike mechanical and then it's raining, and you're like, unless you really enjoy it, it's tough. The most meaningful medal, it's really tricky because they all mean something in slightly different ways. The Tokyo silver was huge because it was that kind of, you say you're an Olympic medalist is just such an incredible thing to be able to say. I think growing up, I had this huge respect for the Olympics, but it was never something I thought I was going to do. You know, I grew up wanting to be a vet. That was what I was wanting to achieve. And then all of a sudden there was like such a radical change of, yeah, I've achieved that, but actually I've now got this whole new other target. But then my first world title, being able to say you're world champion, is such a wonderful thing to be able to say. And within cycling, because you get the rainbow bands to wear for the following year, it's really nice, because then at every subsequent points race, you're putting on the rainbow bands, you get to race in that kit, which is extra special. In the time that I've been riding, the bike spec, kit spec, everything has really changed. I don't know how much of it is I'm much more aware, but when I started, I didn't feel there was a huge amount of women's specific clothing. I didn't even know that you got like a women's specific chamois. That was eye-opening. I always felt it was just like downsized men's clothing. I think to some extent that is still there, but you are starting to see brands like Luca coming through where it's female centric. It is designed specifically for women. Having brands that are specific to female athletes is just, yeah, fantastic. So it's really special to be able to kind of pinpoint a moment in my career where a change from being a vet who cycled to being a cyclist who was a vet.